The New Orleans Saints. I am glad to talk about the Saints with longtime Saints fan Enaka Beteck. Thank you so much for being on the show. I made it through pronouncing your name right, but I couldn't get out. Thank you for being on the show.
No problem, man. Glad to be here.
I'm glad you're able to take time out of your busy schedule, and I know, of course, this has been a bizarre year for everybody, so that's why I say I'm very appreciative of people being able to take time out of their schedule. How long have you been a fan of the Saints, and what led to you being a fan of the Saints? What was the big attraction to the Saints?
I became a Saints fan in 2006, and the reason was because coming out of 2006, they drafted my favorite college player, which was Reggie Bush. So when Reggie Bush became a Saints fan right there and then, prior I didn't even have that I love watching, like Michael Vick, Edgerrin James, Brian Westbrook, Peyton Manning. I mean, I can go on, but like I didn't have a favorite team. But like when Reggie Bush got drafted, I was like, all right, this will be the year that I'm going to pick a team and I'm going to stick with them. And it was the Saints because they had drafted my favorite college player at the time.
To you, what is your biggest memory as a New Orleans Saints fan? Was it them coming back from after Katrina? Was it the Super Bowl win? To you, what stands out the most?
Of course, it has to be the Super Bowl win. The first that we ever got, it was definitely the Super Bowl win. I mean, we've had many memorable moments, but like that Super Bowl win to me, solidified, it just sticks to me the most out of everything else.
Going into the season, what was your expectations for the Saints? I know it's a weird season, no training camp, no real way to get everybody engaged and everything. But to you, what were you expecting out of the Saints?
Coming into the season, I expected the Saints to have one of the top 3 offenses, a top 10 defense, be able to make it to the playoffs with a 12-4 record, go to the championship, and then face the Chiefs. And that was my prediction going to the season, that doing the Super Bowl will be Saints versus Chiefs.
Was there a point in the season that you felt, no, this is a no-doubter, New Orleans is going to the playoffs without a doubt?
Oh, yeah. When we had came off a 2-game losing, we lost to the Raiders and then we lost to Green Bay. And then we went and won 5 games straight. And then we had beat the Bucks 38-3. And that's when I was like, you know what? We're definitely playoff bound. You know, to come off 2 losses and then go ahead and win 5 games straight and then beat at that time the Bucks, who were I believe like a top 4 team during that time. And then that's when I was just like, yeah, we're definitely going to be playoff bound.
Was there a time you were concerned that they were going to struggle and make the playoffs?
Oh yeah, when we lost Drew Brees when he had the rib injury, I just felt like our offense was gonna hit a decline, and we was gonna lose a lot of games while he was out. But we were able to win a few games until Drew Brees was able to come back. You know, so that actually kind of surprised me because I was like, man, we're about to lose like the next 4, 5, 6 games with Brees out. And unfortunately, we didn't. And that kind of kept our playoff hopes alive. So that was a good thing.
I know there are a few things swirling around the season. Kamara and wanting the extension. Michael Thomas. Did those things end up becoming distractions? Because eventually it seemed like they went away, even though Thomas missed some time with injury. But Kamara looks pretty much like a man who's possessed, even though he got paid.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't really seem like a distraction only because, and I'll say this because when I brought it up to like a couple of people, they were like, what are you talking about? I'm like, oh, you don't know about it. So to me, that let me know that it really wasn't that big of a deal or that big of a distraction that was going on within the team and within outside of football itself. Like people really like didn't know about it unless you had to be like a really big Saints fan to understand, like, yeah, you know, they're having contract discussions and stuff, which I still think Kamara is going to stay there for like maybe another, 3, 4 years, and then Thomas maybe another 2 years.
Looking in the playoffs, who do you feel like the Saints match up best with in the NFC?
In the NFC, Green Bay for sure. Green Bay for sure. To me, I feel like our biggest threat is them. every other team I really don't see has a threat. I mean, even though it could be any given Sunday, anything could happen. But to me, the biggest threat is Green Bay. I feel like if we're able to get to the game against Green Bay and beat them, that for sure is going to give us the momentum going to the Super Bowl to face whoever's going to win out of that conference. Most likely is going to be the Chiefs. But anything can happen. But to me, Green Bay is the biggest threat to us in the playoffs.
Who's the team that, honestly, that you think might make some noise that could upset a few teams in the NFC?
Maybe Seahawks. Yeah, I don't see like any other team out of the NFC that's like really dangerous other than Green Bay and then Seahawks. That's all I see. Besides Saints, I'll say the Seahawks. That's really gonna maybe like shock the football world.
A lot of people are downplaying Tampa Bay. A new swagger came to them once the change at quarterback was made and bringing in Brady, and that's very interesting because it's funny how he'll still get talked about even when they aren't the best team in the NFL.
Right. They could be a shocker. Go ahead and beat the teams, even beat us, win the NFC Championship game, and then go into the Super Bowl. Because, this, again, that's Brady. Brady has been here before. He is a championship player. Brady has his regular season mindset, then he has his playoff mindset when it's go time.
Looking at the injury to Breeze and him missing a time with the broken ribs, how did Jameis Winston and Taysom Hill fill in during that time? What is it that they do differently than Drew Brees?
Of course, there's not much passing with Taysom Hill, and when Jameis Winston comes in, it's like they try to pass the ball, but like he's only throwing for like 100 yards, maybe like 87 yards or something like that. And then with Taysom Hill will throw for like 67 yards, but he'll rush for like 95 or even over 100 yards. So it's kind of like they tried, what Sean Payton trying to do is like he tries to like, I guess, disguise that we're not passing a lot, but by running a lot, but yet adding a few passing plays that those quarterbacks are able to make. Because you can tell that certain passing plays are designed for Hill or designed for Winston. And then when Breeze is in, it's like a whole different scheme for the offense. So I think that's one reason why we're able to win without Breeze with minimal, passing yards and stuff. Because, Sean Payton had designed the offense with Breeze out, but that'll fit Hill and that'll fit Winston.
Do you feel this is a precursor of a foreshadowing of what it's going to look like, life without Drew Brees for good, when he eventually decides to hang it up?
I think this will be Drew Brees' final year. To be honest, I think this is his final year, and he's going to hang it up. And he'll probably follow the same path that Peyton Manning did, going to broadcasting, doing like pregame talks, and then going into like talking about certain plays that teams run and the impact of certain players on teams. And when he retires, we're really going to see like what Drew Brees' mindset during his time playing for the Saints as a quarterback. And we're going to see the type of reads he was making and what he felt that what defenses was bringing towards him.
Looking at the prediction for the Super Bowl, who do you have coming out of the AFC? Who do you have coming out of the NFC? And what will the final score and why? And why?
NFC, I have to go with us because that's my team, the Saints. AFC, I'm going to go with the Chiefs. Super Bowl final score, I'll say, would be 47-45. If we win, it'll be 47-45. If they win, it'll still be 47-45. It's going to be a high-scoring game for sure. It might even go into the 50s, to be honest. It might even go to the 50s.
What do you think the over/under will be for missed field goals? Because it might come down to a field goal attempt if it's going to be that close.
Yes, definitely. Because I feel like with the Chiefs, how their offense is, there's really no stopping them. They're going to do what they're going to do. They're going to put up points. And whoever faces them, your mindset has to be, we're trying to stop this guy or trying to stop this guy or to beat them. No, your mindset should be, we should match them up at points. That's the only way. Match them up in points. We have to beat them at their own game and putting up points.
Before we wrap this up, I wanted to know if people wanted to reach out to you, talk to you about your picks, talk about the Saints. What's the best way people can reach out to you on social media?
Of course, they can find me on Facebook. Just type in my name, Enaka Beteck. That's Enaka Beteck. On Instagram, you can find me at Beteck1. That's Beteck and the number 1. I'm on Snapchat as well, and that's Beteck5, Beteck, and it's number 5. And definitely, you guys gotta follow me on YouTube. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just look me up and follow me up on YouTube. I'm on there.